Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Plan B Terraform. Our job as the player in this game is to supply resources to colonies on a barren planet in order for them to grow and so that the planet can be terraformed. Uh, to get in here, I've already played a little bit of this, just so I knew what I was kind of doing. I didn't want to completely ruin myself on the first go. So here we are in the third. Spoiler alert on that one. The first time did not go well. Planet name. What do we want to name our planet? Corn. Wait, I saw corn. Corn. Our planet is named Corn. That's perfect. Who names a planet Corn? Guess it's kind of similar to Earth. Doesn't Earth just mean dirt? You have been mandated to manage resources of a newly discovered planet. You must bring supplies to cities to manage terraforming projects. Good luck. That planet down there looks massive. Alright. First off, I want to see what resources we got here. Is if one of these cities isn't near a decent amount of resources, I probably just want to restart. This just looks like it would be a pain in the ass to build around. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not particularly liking it. I guess this one does kind of have the sulfur reserve there and the iron reserve there, so it looks like New Choppington. I can't pronounce that even. I can't rename it either. But yeah, that's the city we're gonna pick. We're gonna go through their little tutorial here. They want to teach us how to play the game. Little do they know, I already know how to play the game. So they want me to build an extractor. I'm gonna guess that most people are gonna be really finicky about not wasting any of this, but I can tear things down for basically free. And what I just did here is this platform basically accepts anything around it of the type I set down here, the recipe, one square away or one hexagon away. So if I have these extractors around here, they'll automatically offload onto this structure. And since these give annual production of 15, and one whole year is 300 seconds, that means I'm getting what, 60? I'm getting 60 on that platform. And it wants me to build a factory right here. These are gonna take mechanical parts to make. Only thing I can make with that right now is steel. And this takes 3 iron to make 30 bars per year, which is 3 times 30. So I need 90 to actually support this, but we're gonna stick with what it is. Actually, we're not gonna stick with this. We're gonna play this and make it right. We're gonna make it right. Alright, I got all but one side now, and that gives me a little over 60, which is a lot closer to what we wanted. So we place down the platform, or they call them a depot, and we select what it stores. If anything around it has that item or can produce that item or needs that item, it will connect it automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then this drone that has its own little platform here goes out and gets it. All right. The next thing it wants to do is put down an assembly plant. The first thing we want to do is extractors. And to look at that one more time, we got extractors and depots. All we can do currently. It wants us to look at the help screen. We're not going to look at the help. We'll go through it a little bit. The objective is to raise your population to 1 million and terraform the planet to make it habitable. Move with WASD, zoom in and out with page down, up and down. We can do all that with the mouse. Collect materials, store and transform resources. From containers into resource containers. Assembly, create final products. Basically what it's telling you is you take resources, you put them in a container, you take the material out of that container and put it in a machine, put that in a container, what you made, put that in another machine, put that in a container, and then make a final product out of it. basically anything that produces something that needs to be offloaded needs two containers. It needs one depot to accept materials, and it needs one depot to get rid of those materials, essentially. When we get to an assembler like this, both these items are going to go directly into our inventory, and we don't have to do anything with that. We don't have to give it an output or anything. It's going to automatically appear. There, I have two because this has made two so far. I am thinking about doing something else with this. I'm going to remove that since we got a couple of these. I'm going to place down another one of these for iron. And just give us an extra little bit of iron. If you middle mouse over something as well, it's going to allow you to copy and paste that building with its recipe. So it's going to make steel bars too. I'm thinking that this wasn't the best spot to put that, but it's too late now to really change anything about it. So I'm going to make something right here. And we're going to get another thing going to make steel bars. That is incredibly slow. I'm going to have to fix that. And this is going to store the steel bar that is making. And then this is going to make depots for us. That's just going to get us started. It wants me to build 10 total extractors. This is going to go extremely slow if I leave that like that. Just delete key will start deleting things. This should only have 3 open spaces. I guess that's just about right. And those are sharing. That's making a few depots for us. We're going to switch this back over so we can get this extractor, build 10 extractors and place them on the ground. We got 7. Put down one of those depots we made. And if these depots are the same type, they will connect together too. Although, theoretically, you could infinitely chain these and kind of make a conveyor belt. It's really slow at that point. Things in the back don't actually get taken. It's a pain. I think I only have to put down one more. I'm just gonna shove it down. There we go. We're done with that. And I'm gonna we got mechanical parts, factory, and assembly plant, which we had a few to begin with, but now we can actually craft them. So I'm gonna let that go. And we're gonna come over here and build a few of our own. Since this is backing up, I'm gonna take at least 2 of the, I'm gonna take 4 of those. And I'll replace them back as they're made. So I'm gonna make steel bars. I'm gonna delete that and delete that because for some reason I misplaced something on top of a depot. Alright, that's all I got. Aha! We need another depot. We'll switch this back over to depot since it takes the exact same materials and it should start spitting out some material for us. If I'm reading this right, this means it needs 90 per year. Because it makes 30 of these at 3 iron apiece. So, yeah, I'm going to say it needs 90 iron to function. So, that's going to be a minute. We're still waiting on a depot. Let's do some math here. Yeah, I'm 100% positive that we do that. We need 6 extractors per 1 factory in order to make that ratio out. So I need at least 1 more extractor over here, and I got my 6 over here. I can take back this depot and streamline that a little bit. That's perfect. That should be totally ratioed out. We have our depots. Iron. No, not iron. What's wrong with me? Steel bars. Alright. We're going to take those steel bars and make mechanical parts. It takes 1 steel bar for the mechanical part. And that's going to make 30. So I need 30 steel bars a year. And this one is making 30 steel bars a year, and that's ratioed out. So this should be perfect. We need a storage for mechanical parts after that. We'll take that and put it in there. And then this is going to make our other things. We need factories, and we need assembly plants. When we get a few of those, we can start expanding out a little bit harder. Take a look around here. This is definitely where most of our sulfur is going to come from, and then we need that to make concrete. I don't know where their math was on the whole sulfur into concrete deal, but yeah, that's how that happened. Sulfur goes into concrete, and it can also be used to make the gases, which is also what fluorite is used for. As far as I know, that's fluorite's only use. And then we also have the ice caps full of nitrogen and water, from what I am aware of. Well, that'd be the perfect place to make a little gas plant. Sulfur and fluorite right beside each other. Alright, let's see, we got a couple of those. We're going to switch this over to assembly plant. And it's going to make us a couple of assembly plants. In the meantime, we have enough depots for the moment, and we're going to switch this back over to extractor. And get ourselves a few extractors going. So big build area here, and then our teensy tiny little, I can't even find it, teensy tiny little lander slash city in quotation marks right here. Yeah, that's gonna get real big soon. Mechanical parts for the assemblers. Okay, so we got 2 factories. We're about to have a few assemblers, and we have a few extractors. If this thing would hurry up. Honestly, I feel like this would go much faster if I just doubled down on the extractors. So I'm gonna put this here, and instead of going crazy with it, I'm just gonna mock up real fast something for steel bar into a storage container into this to make extractors again. That's gonna get our extractors off the ground a lot faster. Let's delete this. Ratioing these out at the beginning is gonna be just too hard. So we're gonna surround our things with 5. It won't be ratioed, but it'll be alright. This will let me get more things off the ground quicker. Because extractors are our current problem. So, explaining a little bit about how the game works, right? So, the logistics of the game is, in the beginning, roads, which it's not going to let me look at transports yet, transports tab, but when I unlock that, there'll be roads in it. And each road you make, can connect into itself and all that, and there's not really traffic jams in it per se, unless it's of the same start-stop that you're using. So there's 2 things for the roads. There's the road itself, and then there are stops. Stops allow you to either pick up at a stop or drop off at a stop, and it only lets you use logistics chain per stop. So if I want to move iron bars from this factory to the sulfur area, I can only do if I put down a stop here, I had to put down another stop if I want to move, say, mechanical parts, and I had to put down another endpoint wherever I want to move the mechanical parts to. So same way with trains do the exact same thing. It's a little annoying, actually. Let's grab another one of these. Grab all the extractors we have so far. Our steel. We want to make steel bar with that. Look at that. We got, I don't know what we did to get that actually. Reach 10 population in your bigger city. What did we do to get that? Build 5 factories on the ground. Okay, well, that was, I could have did that a lot sooner, couldn't I have? There we go. Want to put a depot down for that. And we want to put another one of these down, and this is going to make depots for us. We're going to completely ignore it other than that. And we're going to turn our mechanicals factory over to factories again, because we are now out. And we need one more factory to make all of the things. So that means if I need 6 of these extractors per one factory to make iron bar, then I'm gonna need to figure out how to make that a little more efficiently. Why are you not taking this? Oh, because I didn't set you. Okay. This is set, right? These are all set? We're good. Alright, we got our factory going here. We're gonna do one more of these. Actually, it doesn't need to be that far up. Do one more of these for iron. We're gonna put whatever amount of extractors we have available to us in front of it. That doesn't need to make that. It needs to make steel bar first. And then we are going to store that steel bar, take a factory over here and make more mechanical parts. Store those mechanical parts, and then take an assembler and make, what am I not making? I'm not making assembly plants. Alright, so we're making these 4 things now. These are being made. I don't have to worry about it. They're gonna be made, and it's going to be glorious. So what are we looking at? We're on year 4 already. Like I said, every 300 seconds is a full year, and that's real time. We got our transports open, and we got our city supply open. Now I'm accelerating this a little bit just because we need items to build things with, and I don't have those yet, so I'm gonna start mining this sulfur up. We're gonna put a factory beyond that, and we're gonna make concrete with 3 sulfur. That makes 30 per year. That means I need 90 again. I need 6 of these technically to ratio this. I'm not dealing with it. So this is to store the concrete for me. And I need that to make roads. And I need that to make road stops. And that'll get our logistics up and off the ground. I need 4 concrete to make this, so this is almost worth doing this. Those down. Try and get as much as I can in there. Put that down. Put that down. And then putting down a assembler for this, but I don't think that's not gonna produce enough, so there's no point. I'll leave that way. That should be ratioing that out for the most part. We'll come up here and do this one. Couple of those. I put that in the wrong spot. Go to sulfur. We're gonna take that and make concrete. Yada yada. Store that concrete. And the next thing we need a few supply centers. This just gets all these items that we have currently unlocked are being made. And that took 2 whole years. But as you can see, we're stacked a little bit with materials. Now the objective is to get this city to 10, which is not that big of a deal. We only need 1 of these connected to the city. And then we're going to need at least 2 of these. This is going to store concrete because that's what's needed first. So put this over. I don't know why I deleted that. I can't set this to what I need it to be set to, so it doesn't matter. But now that we're making roads, let's put a stop here. And we're going to take our road across, and forgive me if my roads look like absolute dog, because I'm bad. Do not have enough roads to make this trip yet, and it's going to take so many trucks. I'm not making trucks. Oh man. I better start making trucks right now. So trucks aren't on the list, which is why I'm forgetting it, but nevertheless, trucks need mechanical parts, which is this whole shebang. We go into steel bar, we store those, we go into mechanical parts. I'm gonna put this back here so I can save some space, and we store that mechanical part as being a mechanical part. Yep. And then we take that and we make trucks with it. Awesome. We are making some trucks, and while that's happening, I can put down some more road sections. Wow, I'm really not making enough roads, am I? We can fix that. We can make that quicker. Well, one way by doing that, two ways by actually adding more production. Why do I keep doing this? There we go. Concrete into storage into roads. There, now we're making roads at a faster rate. Bring this road down here. Yeah, we'll put it right there. This road's about to branch out, so we need concrete. So kind of blocked off all the access to this, didn't I? Just go straight up here and then straight across, and we'll go into it. If you place a road on these and you delete the road, the material comes back, so it's not a big deal. Don't be scared to put your roads down on things. It does make things a little faster if you're in, or a little more longevitous if you're inside the material, because if you see down here at the material quantity on the bottom right, as we click further into these bigger rocks, we get more material, which means if I set up my stuff back here, it's going to be a little more permanent. What do I want to do here? So I'm going to store concrete in these three, and this is what everything's going to load onto. Then we're going to mine stuff, and we're going to need to supply concrete to at least these four things. So that is 12 and that is 12. That's 24 extractors. And they have to be linked to this, which is the hard part. So for sulfur, I'll come out like that. Come out like that. Let's try this out. I fucked that up. There we go. Oh no, let's say those things. Now, this method of chaining these, like I said, it's kind of inefficient in my opinion. From how I've been playing the game, or how I was playing the game, I could tell that chaining these together is not the option you really want to do. There we go. So we want to set this as the origin, or create a vehicle by placing. Yeah, we're going to set an origin for this. So we basically said that, oh no, I'm sorry. We want to set a destination for this. So if you click on this, you want to set the destination for that, and the destination is going to be here, and you want to select concrete. That is going to give you one truck. So if we look back here, let's be going in super speed. There we go. Look back here. I add a truck. I can add as many trucks as I want, and it tells me my animal transport capacity is 9. So we're going to take that up to 20. It's a long trip, so the trucks are really inefficient at this. But 20 should give us a good little bit of leeway. this needs 10 right now, so we're giving it twice what it needs. We're definitely producing twice what it needs. So we're producing, God, 120. These are already full. Now the sulfur's filling up. So that should be good for a bit. We're gonna speed things up and let that go along. Our objective is to get trains going in this episode. Not going, but unlocked at least. So we're gonna make it happen. Probably won't get that far. There we go. We have concrete to the city. It still hasn't figured it out that I do have concrete there. There we go. And our city should start growing. We should start seeing this number up here on top grow. And if we click on the city, we should see this there. There we go. We have 4 population now. And that's updating up there. So we're good. Now, the funny thing about this, the more population you have, the faster it grows. So you actually will need to use the speed up button less as time progresses, because you'll click that and you'll gain like 300 population in like a matter of 30 seconds. Okay, we're building up a decent amount of stuff. And we got our concrete to our city, and that is our city growing. In probably a year, it should be at 10 and we should be good to go. I did have a little bit of sulfur here. I guess I could have just pulled to the city. That would have been a smarter decision. I'm gonna actually do that. We have aluminum bar, carbon, O2, atmospheric extractors, and a landmark tower. And our next objective is to reach 100 people in the city. The city now needs O2 though, which is something we need to set this to. So this is our O2 now. And I just need to make these right now. I need mechanical parts and aluminum bar. I didn't even think about aluminium. I don't know how everybody likes that pronounced, but I pronounce it like 7 different ways. I didn't even think about aluminium whenever I did this. That is not good. So we need mechanical parts and aluminium. I'm just going to come down here and make that. And I'm not going to worry about bringing it back up. Yeah, so that's going to be iron. That's going to be steel. Mechanical. Yeah. Why would I do that? That's going to be steel. That's going to be mechanical parts. And this is going to be mechanical parts. There we go. So now we have a little bit of mechanical parts. Put this here for aluminium ore. Place some extractors around that. We'll get that smelted into aluminium bar. Store it. We'll place that right in the center, and that's gonna make our atmospheric extractors. I just don't feel like dragging this all the way up there right now, because without trains that's gonna be a pain. It'd probably be a pain with trains, but we have some extractors to get our stuff going. So extractors, how they work is basically they're gonna produce what you need, right? They're gonna produce carbon and O2. The extractor says from the it produces carbon and oxygen from the atmosphere. Will continue to produce as long as one output is not full. So we can let the carbon side of this just build up and use the oxygen side of this, and it's gonna make 12 oxygen for each one. Right now we're only in need of 10, but I'm just gonna make this difficult for the game to refuse me. So there we go. We're back to growing. There's no way we're gonna run out of oxygen, and I don't have to run anything to make it happen. Probably a good idea if I were to capture some of this carbon, but not right now because I don't have the Mark II depots. The Mark I depots are basically useless. I hate them. I hate them a lot. So we're gonna make something to get that going later when that's done. While that's all happening, we can probably clean this up quite a bit. I don't need this stuff active right now because I have materials for it, and I'm going to rebuild it while we're waiting on our population to come up. So let's see here. I do want to try to stay off the material as much as possible. So we're gonna build these kind of like this. And then we have, right click that. We have those as our storages, and all of these are going to make steel bar. I need one more of these. That there. Wow, that was fast. What did I just unlock? Let's look at this. Polymer bar, reinforced concrete, high-tech parts, and the depot Mark II. We need aluminum bar and polymer. So we're back down here. We're gonna make this work out real fast before anything. Put a depot in here for aluminum ore. You guys probably noticed there is no power situation, at least not that I know of. So there's nothing really to worry about with that. I thought there would be something, but there's not. So, good news on us. Don't have to worry about power in this game. I was just saying the other day that I wanted a game that had automation. It's easy to start but hard to master, and I think this game kind of nailed it. So we got our aluminum bar, and what else we get? We got the depot. We need aluminum bar and polymer bar. So the next thing that we need to do is make space for polymer, which I'm going to put right here. So this is going to be polymer storage. We need carbon to make polymer. And polymer is probably going to be made in this. This makes 30. I think that should be enough for... I think that should be enough for that, but I'm going to put 3 in. Just because as soon as I make the Mark IIs, then this is going to get real easy real fast. There, I'll connect those. These are all going to be for carbon. Okay, and how we make carbon is we put this thing down, then we go to this and we put these extractors around it, and basically the only thing it's going to output is the carbon, and that's going to make polymer for us. It'll get stored here and then go into this for Mark II depots. And we're going to basically ignore the oxygen on those. We're not going to worry about the oxygen at all. Excuse me, I had to get a drink real quick. So how much aluminum bar does this need? It needs 12. We're making 30, so that should be just fine. These are... we needed one more, but it's fine. Back up here, while that starts making Mark II depots, we can start... actually, it was the perfect time to tear that down, because we're going to start using the Mark II depots instead of the other things. Speed things up a little bit here and get a few Mark II depots going. Yeah, we're basically going to ignore the fact that that's not going to work out, is it? So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. There we go. We're going to make all of the depots. So I'm just gonna... We're back to deleting stuff. So what this is going to allow us to do basically is get 2 away. So if you guys look at the Mark II depot here, we have stores containers, collects them from adjacent producers and buildings in a 2 hex range and distributes them to consumer buildings. And it has 2 drones. So I get double the drones and double the distance. So now instead of just surrounding it, I can put it to up to 2 squares away. So this is the range it has now. And we get to do that. And I can put one right there because I can put my consumption 2 squares away as well. And look how fast that is. I actually might delete this one too and place down another one. You know what would be smarter? Delete that. We'll place one of these here, and we'll place one of those there. And then I can place down as many of these steel bars as I want. Yeah, just like that. And then if we put down a Mark II steel bar storage right here, it can take from all 3. It's perfect. That's perfect. Now we're really producing steel bar. So this will be for extractors. We do not need to do any Mark I depots anymore. That's over and done with. And then the next thing we need is mechanical parts. Put 3 of those down, it can reach that, and it starts producing for us. And then we can place down our next thing, which is a storage for the mechanical parts. 2 away, it can reach all of that. So a way to basically count that is if you can go 1 out and over, that's 2, 1 straight, 2 straight out. Basically any combination of 2, as long as you start with a block that is directly connected to the structure. Well, that's actually producing quite quick and is nice. Okay, so the next things we need to redo are assembly plant. We need factory. So we have those 2. We're making these elsewhere. Don't think those are needed. Those aren't needed here either. Yeah, none of that other stuff is needed. And we basically did all that stretch. We did it right there, and it's nice and neat and efficient. Hopefully it keeps up. If it doesn't though, we will add to the storage here. I'll put one here and we'll start expanding out from it. But since that's redone and doing good, we could redo this with the Mark IIs, which would also be more efficient, but for now it doesn't really need redone, so I'm not going to worry about it. Our objective now is to reach a total population in our total population of 350. Now, we could do that here. We could push this to that length, but right now it needs reinforced concrete, and I could do that very easily, or I could go over to this town and I can start making it bigger. Because it doesn't say in my biggest city, it says reach a total population. So we can start expanding the next city, which in order to do that, we really just need some of this. And we have all the resources that we need to do it. So we're gonna store some sulfur. There we go. We're storing the sulfur. We're going to pull the sulfur out here. And we're going to put it in... I don't want to put it that close. I'm going to put it in a few of these. And if I put this here for concrete, it will store all of that concrete. And then we just need a road that leads down here. I'm not going to go crazy with trying to make roads look beautiful. I'm going to do my best, but there's going to be mistakes. I'll leave that short, and we're going to place our supply. We'll put our road end here. and have it run right in. Now we need a storage for concrete. Make that a Mark 2. We're going to set the origin because we have the destination selected. The origin is going to be here and it needs concrete. And we're going to need 20. Alright, so now this area will start, the city will start growing passively until it needs oxygen, and then it'll stop. And then I can, you know, work something out for oxygen for it like I did over here. And that's going to at least give us another 100, and then I'm going to have to start worrying about reinforced. Technically, I could grow New Baghdad too. Actually, let's do that. I've never actually tried to grow 3 cities at once. That'd be interesting. But we're gonna get the city set up and probably end this episode. Since I'm making all of the material that we need at the first city, it's going to be my main city, and these cities are just going to grow passively in the background. That's the way I want to have it set up. See, this one's out of bounds. Can't do it. Can't do it. Put one right there. Delete that. Add this store concrete. And since it's there, I can put those 2 there, and it still has access to everything. Oh, excuse me. Still has access to everything. Alright, and we need that concrete over at the city. Put in a depot. Or not a depot, but a... whatever you call that thing. Alright, and this just short. We're going to throw in our supply. So we have that there, and we need our storage for concrete. And then we need our point. We have the destination selected, so we want to select an origin. Select this as the origin and ask for concrete and make it at least 20. Also, if you guys are curious how many cars you have created, I have 84 available, 64 available, and 7 trucks are in this route alone. So it shows it when you select a stop on the road. Alright, so we're growing all 3 cities now. By the time all 3 of these cities need reinforced concrete instead of just regular concrete, we will have reached the 350 mark, I think. Don't quote me on that, but we're going to fast forward through this, and we'll be back whenever the cities have fully grown into reinforced concrete. I'm just going to do the exact same thing I did on New Chuggington with the O2 generators real quick, and then we'll find out what happens. I am curious to see if that's how you're supposed to do it, if you're just supposed to grow all 3 cities at the same time. Let's place a thingy here for O2. Yeah, we'll see you guys whenever we're grown. Okay, what? You know, I should have expected that didn't work. But I can't say that I'm unhappy about the fact that it didn't. Yeah. Everything needs reinforced concrete now. It's not what you're supposed to do, I guess, but all of my cities did grow a little bit for it. They won't deplete as long as I have this many resources for each of them, so I'm gonna leave them as they are. I'm gonna stop the timer here for this episode, and then next episode we will get into the reinforced concrete, and hopefully we can chug our way through to trains. If we can get at least unlocked trains, I'll be happy with the next episode. But yeah. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Later.